It's wonderful to connect with you. I feel a real kinship now because we've been on this journey together for almost an entire year. There are a lot of messages that are coming out that are a continuation of last month. So before I jump in, I just want to take a moment and thank everyone in a very deep way for all the support and all the love and all the ways that so many people have helped me along this journey. I really, truly appreciate it. And I couldn't have done it without you. So thank you very much, whoever you may be. If you are a subscriber or you've sent a donation, thank you. I want to remember to continue to give you my gratitude. I wouldn't be here without you. I want you to know that. So for those of you that are new and don't know, I've been asking for assistance in order to buy a new computer, and I did raise about half of the money I need, which allowed me to go and at least acquire it. So I'm coming to you from that new machine. So thank you very much. And I've been pondering ways in which to support the channel. And as I have developed my process, I began to realize there are more things that I'd like to do. So the concept came out of doing these live streams and providing a subscription service, if you will, in order to support the channel going forward and for me to be able to provide more content for you folks. The subscription is $35. It's a way to support the channel. And in exchange for that life energy gift, you will be provided with a full 12-month unlimited subscription to all the live stream events. And I'm going to be posting a little video this month to talk about that a little more. I don't want to take too much time here. If you would like a personal reading or to learn more about that in the moment, you can scroll below the video and click on the words "Show More" that are in the description box. All that information is there. A giant box opens. Everything you need to know: how to make a reservation, how to get in touch with me, how to sign up for live stream, the types of readings available. Pardon me, my voice is getting a little hoarse. So that's there. I just want to say that. And then we're going to jump right into the readings because I have a lot to talk about. The first thing that I want to speak with you about is the way in which this reading came out today. There are some messages that continue to come in a channeled way through to me, particularly from the null passageway, at least for the last couple days. The passage tomb, rather. So I've been trying to get the readings out. We've had a lot of stormy, cloudy weather here, the result of some hurricanes and other weather fronts that have been moving through, and power's been out, and it's been challenging. So today the sun came out, and tomorrow it's going to rain again for 3 more days. As I tried to get the readings out today, because I'm trying to get back to my normal schedule after all my travels, a message came through the Aquarius reading. Pisces came out first. That came from the null passage tomb, the October reading. Then Aquarius. And there was a message buried into the Aquarius reading, Spirit saying both, about Taurus. And I started talking about Taurus. And then I paused because I had a personal reading scheduled for this afternoon, and that person has a lot of Taurus in their chart. And so we were talking about the themes that are coming out, were coming out in her cards about the things I'm going to talk to you about, pardon me, with your cards today. So I just want you to know that. I was actually planning on doing the Aries reading today, and Spirit said, nope, it's Taurus. So these 3 readings are bundled together. If you have some interest and you have time, you might want to look at Pisces, Aquarius, and Taurus. There's a thread, and Spirit's been talking about that as well, the thread, the fabric that we're creating together as we go forward. So I'm going to toggle back and forth to the picture, pardon me, of the reading, and we'll talk about it. And again, because of, there are the cards, because of the weather and the conditions here, I've not been able to load all the pictures individually. And I'm beginning to think that maybe perhaps some things are changing, and there's a desire for you to just they're the cards, just to reveal them so that you can look at the storyboard and we can talk about them one by one. So here's the very first card. And for those of you that might be new, the card over the top of the reading is what gives the reading theme and spiritual presence and the topic, if you will, that Spirit wants to talk with us about. That is the elopement of art. And it's really interesting because there's the river of life. Those two people went on a certain kind of treasure quest. In a moment, it wasn't something they had planned. This information came to them and they decided to go for it, basically. They found this golden bowl and they stepped up on the platform in order to start taking all the treasure that's inside and, with the idea of, oh my gosh, we're set for life. And they got stuck to it and they could not rejoin the river of energy that flows through their lives. And so you can see this woman is there looking at the river and trying to figure out how to get herself unstuck and get off this platform and go back to the life that she would like to have. It's interesting, isn't it? And it's both male and female energy. And the card is the elopement of art. So this reading, in many ways, is about that topic. How do we transition now that we have been prepared in these final days of 2017? How do we transition out of the places that bind us, that keep us from the river of our own life? How do we get unstuck and move forward? And it's interesting because look at the card next to it. That's you. What a Spirit is saying, that's you standing in this reading. And the way we do it, one of the ways Spirit is saying, is through the skillful dialogue, that's coming through to you from the spirit realm. That's what this is about. Through the 4 seasons of the year. Do you see that? And this is about Spirit coming to you as a mystical being. That part of you. Spirit's been, I've been telling the story all year about Merlin. It's come up over and over and over again. Who lost his way. He was a magical being. He had a lot of power. But he got tuckered out, Spirit says. He had a lot of journeys, a lot of battles. He became tired and he lost his way. And there's Spirit with its arm around you. That's what's coming through, all right? It's not the story of the card, but Spirit's telling me, really, that's the implication of the place in which you stand. All these messages that have been coming through to you for all of this year, and even starting actually towards the end of 2016, all the ways that these seasons have affected you in the background. And Spirit gently putting its arm around you and saying, can we talk? Can we have a new dialogue, a skillful dialogue? Do you see the number 2? It's about a new place from which to have a dialogue. And Spirit is saying, you are available now. Your energy has shifted enough. And it is time. And you are standing ready and willing and open and able, which is very exciting, to have this dialogue with Spirit about the places in which you're stuck and how to free yourself in these moments leading up to, I almost said the eclipse, leading up to the winter solstice, where another passage is going to open and enable us to cross through. So we're in the final journey toward that goal. If you look at the bottom row of cards, those are the cards that indicate the aspects with which you will walk and evolve into and through on your human journey in the month of November. And if you look, if you've been here, you'll understand the implication of these very intense, beautiful cards if you think about the notions of shift and change and release and passage and ascension into a discovery of something new. And what happens at the heart chakra and the soul center as you leap into this knowledge. So let's take a look at these cards. There it is. That's a major arcana card. Pardon the light. You know, when the dark comes on, that's the next part of my journey. Into next year, I'm going to have to figure out the lighting thing. So that's the Liberator of Devotion. And remember, that's the Death card. All right, it's a major arcana card here in this deck. It is about coming through a passage, a shift, a change, and being released in our human existence, being liberated into that part of ourselves that we know is deeply connected to the spirit realm. It's a very fertile moment, feminine energy, the power of the sacred feminine, carrying you through these moments and through these portals in order to be able to reach your destination, because your devotion has been liberated. And you are going to be able to pass through into the next way of knowing. That's part of what these messages have actually already been about, but that's the channeled message that's coming through this afternoon as we look at these cards. So let me toggle back. Spirit is really chiding me to focus on the cards. The next card is the elopement of skill. So having been put on notice, if you will, about the event that is taking place through the shift and change of the cycles of the moon, Spirit is talking about follow that energy. It is going to help you. And we are just now beginning to come into full moon, which is the same moment that I was in, that we were in, as the readings were coming out from Newgrange and from the Null Passage Tomb and from Tara last month. So here we are in the same moment. Now that story continues. Being liberated, being ready to hear and understand the messages that are coming through, because you have been liberated, and that process continues this month. And as that liberation comes with the light of the full moon, is what Spirit's telling me, there is an elopement that happens. Harkening back to the Ring of Fire eclipse that happened in February. If you haven't seen those videos, please go to that playlist on my channel and watch. Spirit saying, please watch the eclipse message from February. And then if you have time, look at this journey that you've been on. It has been about shift and change and growth and reorientation and initiation in order for this moment. The energy that came in through all of these eclipses and all of these portals that opened and closed, molding us and shaping us and preparing us to meld ourselves together with Spirit across the mystical realm and begin to be able to reflect that energy here. And this story is about ascension. It is about two people that were trying to be together. And there were things standing in their way. Spirit's telling me to hold these cards up. Sorry, so I'm just going to do what I'm told. So Spirit's just reminding us. That's the theme. That's what we're talking about. Being released. Through all these conversations and all the seasons and all the shift and change, in order to be liberated into this moment, where the story behind this card talks about being able to join energy. And what the sacred couple did was they literally were freed from that which was blocking their ability to join their energy together. And Spirit says, it's not about lovers, it's about you and Spirit. And what they did when that happened was they were in a banquet hall, and they were able to finally, run and be together and cling to each other, and they rose up the chimney in the banquet hall. And when they got to the top, they turned into swans and flew away. So that's a very profound message. You can hear my voice is cracking. That's deep. That's a very deep message about what is happening in these days as the moon comes to fruition. Another full moon dawns, bringing things to culmination. and bringing illumination into your heart and mind is what Spirit is saying, so that you can join yourself with the spiritual energy that lives inside of you in order to prepare for that which is happening on the 21st of December. So, if you look at the final card on the human walk, those 3 cards across the bottom, that's a very beautiful message about the way in which your unfolding is happening as you prepare to make the discoveries that are going to happen for you as the year comes to a close. And the quest that you'll be on, well, Spirit's correcting me, the quest that you are on as you reach those moments, it's a quest of heart. It's Piscean energy. And that is why these 3 readings came out together today. From the Null, Fornox, Cold Hills Passage tomb. There is your aspect, beautiful Taurus, with your passion at your head, having this moment of transformation where you pull apart the fronds of your life and make this discovery about yourself and about the world we live in and about the reality of being a spirit being emanating this energy while you swim in the ocean of this world upon which we walk. And that is the quest that you've been on. So this is where November is taking you. The story of your human journey, Spirit is saying. The next card on the line above, on the far left, is what Spirit calls the bridge card. It is that energy which is generated by your human walk that connects you to the spirit journey that you are having across the divide, if you will. Those are the words that are coming through. And this is the Queen of Skill. And it's interesting to me because this card has been coming out in its in its other form, which is the Chariot card, the mover of energy. It sits on the table right above the Liberator. Clearly a new life, a deep, profound transformation and transition. And like the mover of energy, this card has horses on it and the key, the sacred key. Spirit says that's what you've been looking for. That's been the purpose. And so that you can cross over and be here on this earth in the way, the mystical way that you were meant to be, with this kind of energy, ready to receive you and enliven your life going forward, having been fully transformed in the passion of these moments. It's a beautiful card to be received, to be, the transition that's happening in the way that it's happening, and this kind of messaging being received immediately after having been liberated in order to join your energy with Spirit and be able to make this sacred discovery. And in so doing, you are reborn and you come into the next phase of your development. For me, for my way of thinking, there's almost nothing more that we need to say, even though I'm gonna go through the reading, I promise. That alone, Spirit says, just take that in, let it wash over you in the light of the full moon. The purpose, of course, this month, that card on the top row, if you look at those 3 cards, and part of what's coming through is just look into the images. You're going to understand the story in the way that it is most pertinent for yourself as an individual. That first card is the foundation of skill. It is about, did you see the fire? Spirit's interrupting me, sorry. So there's a gentleman who is open. He is naked from the waist up. He has all the tools he needs. They're hanging literally at his back. And what he's doing is forging. He is creating. because he has a new foundation, new skills. These cards are like in a regular deck, there are sets, right? So in this skill, we're talking about having been through a very profound shift and transformation and coming to a skillful foundation from which to forge your new life and your abilities going forward on the spirit realm. You are open. This is male energy, the drive forward to create with fire and passion. And it's, Spirit's talking to me about this is the photo of Taurus in these moments. Creating your pathway forward with the tools that you have gained and developed in these moments when the sun will come and light up the passageway on the solstice. Very beautiful energy. So as you go forward and you look at this next card, that is the dialogue of knowledge. And this card came out also in the Aquarius reading. Interesting. And it's another indicator, a deepening of the message actually that sits, as they sit on the table right below it. Spirit says, I want you to know loud and clear what I'm talking about. And not me, okay? The spirit realm. There is a desire to be very clear. So I'm going to toggle back. This card, sitting above the dialogue of skill, is another dialogue card. And it is the dialogue of knowledge. So you've come through these journeys, being liberated into these moments so that you can reach this new foundation of skill. And when you arrive there, then there is a new dialogue, a second dialogue about knowledge, right? So Spirit wants to speak with you about knowledge and skill as you go through the month of November. Most of you have probably seen this card. It's about a young man. You see he's got a fake beard. He was in a lineage of wisdom holders. That was the function of his family within the tribe or the clan or the social network that they had. His father was sitting in the chair. He was very learned, and he passed away. So this young man had to travel back home and sit on the chair, and he was frightened. He didn't feel worthy or ready. And just like in the other card, Spirit came for a visit, and they had a long conversation, a dialogue about knowledge and the meaning of knowledge and the purpose of knowledge. And the energy of knowledge is what's coming through. And through that dialogue, it turned the sacred spiral of this young man's life because he was in connection. He was able to hear and to have a conversation with this friend of his dad's, basically, who came. But Spirit's saying, this is about spiritual knowledge. Coming to visit, to have a conversation, to assure you that you are ready to take up your position as a wisdom holder within our tribe. And whether you feel young and inexperienced and you're new at this, whatever concepts could come into your mind about not being ready, the message is, of course you're ready. It's okay. Yes, it is a new journey. It's a number 2 card, and we have 2 of those here. So the message is, don't worry about it. Don't disguise yourself. Be in your energy. Be in the energy of the new. That's a profound moment in and of itself. You do not have to be or feel negative judgment about yourself. Those days are done. It is time to understand where you are and what's happening. I'm sorry about the darn glare in your life. A Piscean moment. And it's interesting how this is all coming together with these 3 readings. So again, if you have time, check them out because it's going to blow your mind. All right. So there you are. Yep. There's a sense of newness in this reading. Having come through this journey, you are standing in a new place. And you sit there with your power, ready for the new journey that's about to unfold because you have made these discoveries about yourself and about your energy and about the reality of being a spirit being walking in a human body over, Spirit saying, across the earth, preparing to go deeper and learn more about that in 2018. All right, so let me toggle back. Sitting right next to that, another numeral 2 card, another new journey about understanding the journey that you have been on. And even though this may be a new set point for you, do not doubt for a millisecond, Spirit says, that you are in line with Spirit. You have reached the goal, the pinnacle, the point of this journey through 2017. You are near to the pinnacle of that journey. And you have the capacity now to be in relationship with yourself and the spirit aspects and the wisdom that exists inside you and across the veil. In whatever way you understand those concepts, it's fine. You don't, my descriptions are the things that come through to me that have relevance for me. It helps me understand, tell the story. Please honor yourself. Honor the traditions that you have. That is, it's funny. What's coming through is the wellspring, and that was coming through last month in the readings that came out at Tara. And when the readings were coming out last month, there was a lot of discussion with Spirit about this golden thread that's being woven through all of our experiences. And each one of us is one of the threads, and we are creating a new fabric. And that is coming, some of the words that are coming through are about that. The wellspring at Tara. So there might be another separate reading that's coming out. I'm starting to feel it pop through as we go in that direction. As we approach the new year. This is how you stand in your life. Ready? It's a new moment. And in that new moment, this is what you see. And Spirit wants you to see the reflection of these two things. And they actually sit on the desk. Let me toggle back. In a line. Supporting each other. And bringing the theme of that idea through the entire reading all the way through. So let's look at the outcome card. This is one of, I believe, from my way of thinking, one of the single most beautiful cards in this entire deck because of the implications that it has. That is a major arcana card. That is the mingler of energy. And all year we've been talking about preparing your energy. And now in these moments, when you become liberated from that which holds you back, which binds you into the ways that are falling away through these sacred dialogues that you are now able to participate in, that is your liberation. Because you've been through your initiation, you have been prepared for your new identity going forward. And if you look at the way this reading progresses and all the implications of the power of the month of November, it is no surprise that the Sacred Alchemist is here. So the outcome card is a major arcana. And you see the portal right here? See that? Okay, so Spirit's I'm hearing words about the energy that is shifting and changing here on Earth. And while Pluto does its work, and if you're following the news about what's happening in the United States, certainly that is a Pluto-led journey that we are on, coming to a place where we must have dialogue about the shift and change in order to release ourselves. So it's very interesting to watch the effects of Pluto in this place where I live, and certainly all over the world. Doesn't matter where you are, it's happening. And the purpose of that is so that when this portal opens on the 21st, as this energy And this tapestry that we are creating is delivered to the sacred goddess, the sacred alchemist, who has her whole attention on us, and we are the vessel. You see the little bit of magic coming up out of that vessel? And she is mingling that together with her intention and her love. That is the desire from the spirit realm. We are being awaited for our arrival through these moments in 2017. And Spirit saying, there's never been any doubt that this is our destiny. And so last month, what was being talked about was this thread, and this tapestry of energy. And that's the purpose. In order to mingle it together, to create a tapestry that prepares us. And, Spirit was talking about a cloak. Now I get it. To clothe ourselves with this reality and this energy and that intention going forward into, Spirit saying, both into the energy of the solstice and ready and prepared and well dressed with a nice cloak for 2018. So that's an exciting message. Taurus, thank you for everything you're doing. It's astounding to me. I am deeply grateful. And I want to tell you, I'll be eager to see you. And I will be making a special video about the solstice. That'll be, I don't know how long. I think it's going to be kind of long. I'm gonna do it on a weekend, hopefully, so that most people will be able to join. So what will happen is, I will do a live stream, and when the reading is done, then we'll have lots of time to talk with each other about this journey we've been on. And yeah, Spirit is really sort of queuing me up, preparing me in my way to be ready for that. And I'm getting a lot of words, a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling about the importance of that. So that is my pledge going forward. I'm going to have to look at the calendar, and I will let you know. So if you're not signed up for the live stream and you want to participate in that, click on that Show More box, and the information's there, and I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful month. I'm very excited, and I'm very grateful to all of you as you walk through this astounding story of unfolding and stepping in. Have a wonderful November. I will be back to see you very soon. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave you with the cards and give you some time to just look into the cards before I turn the stream off. Thanks again.